Your Compound Coach is a resource that you can use to educate yourself on how our current financial industry works. There's a lot of information out there, and it is our job to provide you with what is actually necessary to understand. There are 5 pieces of information I'm going to be going over with you regarding the problems we all face today in relation to the current financial strategies used for retirement purposes. Let's get into it. The first video in this series is based on losses and geometric growth. If you have a 401k, IRA, Roth, 403b, 457b, or any other kind of stock portfolio, your money is at risk. These accounts are all invested within the stock market. Now, we know this isn't groundbreaking information. We want you to be aware of what this risk does and will do to your long-term growth, how it affects your portfolio's ability to achieve compound cycles over time. By the way, if you're not familiar with what a compound cycle is, it's essentially the amount of time it takes for your money to double. Double, double, double. That should be your goal, to double your money quicker and more effectively than any other retirement plan out there. So why is having your money at risk a bad thing? It's not. It just isn't the best way to grow a nest egg and create income to live off of during your retirement years. Ever heard someone say 2 steps forward and 1 step back? We all have. It's a way financial advisors can blind you to the mathematical facts of portfolio growth. Yes, when you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you're still in the positive. But that 1 step back just made it so the next time you have 2 steps forward, your money only actually moved 1 step. Let me say that again, but in regards to your investment's growth. Let's say you have $10,000. If you take a 50% gain in year 1, your portfolio is now worth $15,000. Now in year 2, let's say you take a 25% loss. Your portfolio now sits at $11,250. You're in the green. Now, if this were a real example that a financial advisor achieved and they were asked what their growth percentage over these past 2 years were, they would respond with 12.5% year-over-year percentage gained. Would they be wrong? No. 50% minus 25% is 20% growth over 2 years. So that's 25% gain is divided by 2, and we're left with an average gain of 12.5%. This is where most financial advisors win. A 12.5% average gain is incredible, but is that what they're actually producing you? No, it's not. Going back to our example now, a $10,000 portfolio with 12.5% gains over 2 years would be $12,656.25. That value is not $11,250, which is what your portfolio sits at after a 50% gain in year 1 and a 25% loss in year 2. Stay with me here. Your financial advisor is basing their track record off of averages, not actual growth. If they were using the geometric return formula, which is tied to the actual growth of your portfolio, not the percentages you received in the years being calculated, your portfolio's growth over those 2 years would be $11,250 minus $10,000, which equals $1,250 divided by 2. That equals $625 average growth per year, or in geometric percentage gained, a 6.25% average growth per year. By simply calculating your portfolio's growth based on the percentage gained and loss, your financial advisor has doubled the actual effectiveness in your eyes. They had you believe that a 12.5% average growth is what they're achieving, when in reality, the actual average portfolio growth is 6.25%. Next time, ask your financial advisor what their geometric growth track record is, not their average growth. Leading on to my next point, being that losses affect your portfolio more than you may be aware of. It's just how numbers work. Any step backwards relative to your gains has more impact than you realize. And not only does it have more impact on the actual percentage lost, it also negatively affects the amount of time it takes your portfolio to double. The classic example is as follows. You start with $10,000. Your portfolio crashes with the stock market at a 50% loss. Your portfolio after the first year is now worth $5,000. I'll ask you a question now. What percentage of growth is needed for your portfolio to break even? Feel free to pause the video and try it for yourself. Most people will respond with 50% because a 50% loss with a 50% gain is an average growth of 0%. ending us with a portfolio that has completely rebounded, right? If you agree with that, I urge you to start this video from the beginning because you're still calculating the portfolio's growth based on the growth's average. The correct answer is 100%. Your portfolio needs to make a 100% gain in year 2 for it to break even. Losses are detrimental to your account's compound potential and the amount of time that it takes for your portfolio to rebound after a loss. Not only do you go backwards when your portfolio is at risk of stock market loss, but you also lose time trying to move forward. Here's a not so fun fact. In the year 2013, if you had money in the S&P 500 index fund, your portfolio had the same buying power as it did in 2000. For 13 years, your money was crashing and rebounding. Big down years with bigger up years. Home runs and strikeouts, leaving you with essentially no growth. Because your money can take steps backwards, your portfolio's growth potential is destroyed. And since your compound coach is all about doubling your money as quickly as possible, we avoid losses and look at them as the biggest deterrent of growth. The only thing worse than losses is not getting started and putting your money to work for you today. Your money will have significant growth over 30 years inside of the stock market, and I'm not trying to convince you that it's not. All we want to do is enlighten you with the education necessary to make sense of a more effective retirement strategy. Just because a 401k or IRA is easily available and common knowledge to set up does not mean it will provide you with the best results. That's just the facts. Now, I understand that we just went over a lot of numbers and math. For some of you, that may have been too much. And if it was, watch it again, because I promise you what we are trying to convey will change your family's financial situation for generations to come. We touched on geometric growth versus arithmetic growth and informed you to ask your financial advisor what the geometric growth of your portfolio looks like, not what the averages tell them. We also touched on how much losses actually affect your long-term growth. If for 30 years your portfolio jumped 50% up and then 25% down with a starting point of $10,000, your portfolio after 30 years would be worth around $78,000. That's an average return of 12.5% a year. Now, if for 30 years your portfolio grew at a rate of 10%, no losses, your portfolio would be worth around $158,000. With playing it safe and aiming to achieve singles and doubles rather than home runs and strikeouts, your money is worth 2 times more. The power of minimizing losses is crucial to understanding retirement planning and building wealth. This can be applied by anyone who is willing to educate themselves on it. If you are a financial advisor watching this video, I'm not trying to attack you in any way. I want the same thing as you do. For the financial sector in this country to be more transparent when it comes to the knowledge we represent when sitting down with our clients. Education and knowledge are at the forefront of great decision making. Don't limit yourself and have an open mind. I had fun with this one and I hope you enjoyed it too. If you feel like some effort was put into this video and you walk away with a better understanding surrounding portfolio growth averages and why the importance of minimizing losses is so important, please give this video a thumbs up. If you know a friend or family member could also benefit from learning something in this video, please share it with them. And if you feel like the information we provide on this channel will get you to financial freedom and your retirement goals quicker, why wouldn't you hit the subscribe button and stick around for more videos like this? It's my pleasure to help you better understand what's happening with your money. This is your Compound Coach, and today I'm your host, Jared Firstel. Enjoy yourself today.